Okay, let's get going on the last category of the Eat for Performance foods list, and these are, I speak about your muscle builders. This category is super important if you're doing any kind of sport, because without strong and able muscles, you won't be able to do the movements that you want. And I'm not just talking about bulking up muscles. This has nothing to do with that necessarily. That's part of your training program. What you want is the materials of muscle build to come in at the right time so that you can have the strength you need and really train in the strength that you need. So if bulking up your muscle is part of that, then you will have to certainly have enough of the muscle building materials. You could have too much, and then too much muscle building material just gets broken down and turned into energy, more energizers for you, but not more muscle building material. So what I like to teach is that our muscles are made out of like these building blocks, and muscle builders are basically that, made out of building blocks. So we have these muscles inside of us that are full of all kinds of little, like, think of them as Legos, different colored Legos. And generally we have 3 different colors that we build muscle with. And then food has all kinds of different colors of these. And so with food, what we're trying to get is the same materials that we need to build our muscles up with. And so you're going to want to eat them in the right amounts. So this is why we have different categories of muscle building materials, and it is why on my foods list, so I'll orient you to the foods list, you have the muscle builders and their little Lego blocks, and they're the Lego blocks, all the little materials that are in either plant muscle builders or animal muscle builders. So we've often said in the nutrition world that animal muscle builders like meat and chicken, for instance, are more complete than plant muscle builders. Now, all that means is that those animal muscle builders have those 3 different colors in a good amount that are exactly the same colors as what's inside of you. But plants have them too. It's just not necessarily all in the same plant. So you may have something like soy and then something like nuts, or as well, like you balance your soy with something like an energizer that's a grain, like rice, and you're able to get all those materials in you. Because as a little tiny advanced sports nutrition thing, you should know that my energizers that are the grains do have a little bit of these muscle building materials in them. That's just a little bit of extra information for you to understand and know if you're eating a very fully plant diet. So if you're not having any animal muscle builders, you need to think more smartly and about how you're balancing out the plant muscle builders. The idea though, guys, is to get them in. If you're currently having meals that don't have anything in this category, that is number 1. Start getting something in this category on your plate. And if you're having snacks after your trainings that don't have any muscle builders in them, then I would encourage you to start getting in the muscle builders there too. So what you can do now is look through this list of muscle builders and circle or highlight all the ones that you would eat. Maybe it's the entire list, maybe not, then make sure that there's enough on there that you can have a good variety. And if you're only eating plant muscle builders, that you start thinking about how you're going to balance them between each other, so different plant combinations together, or between grains like rice. So look through the muscle builders materials and choose which ones you're going to be using. And so now you've gone through the 1, 2, 3 of what's on the Eat for Performance foods list. Now we'll get into how you're going to use those more practically in your day.